Hi, everyone. So, this is my third interview in the series for Cameras for Girls, where I'm interviewing journalists and photojournalists in Uganda. The idea is to give an idea to the girls that I'm working with that the sky is, you can only go as far as you want to. So, um, I'm interviewing today Sultan Badru Katumba. Hello, how are you today?
I'm okay. How are you, Amina?
Good. I was
Mm,
very impressed to read your bio, so I'm going to tell our viewers a little bit about you, and then we'll get into the discussion. So,
okay.
Katumba is an award-winning photojournalist in Uganda, and it'll surprise you to know that he's only been doing this since 2015. In a very short while, he has become one of the most famous street photojournalists and enjoys moving all over some awe-inspiring and magical photos. His phenomenal Facebook page will keep you glued to your phone, and you'll be traveling the region through his images. Katumba's pictures are all heart. He's so fully and deeply present in what he's seeing and experiencing. He has a beautiful, poetic understanding of color, light, and shadow, which is unusual in such a young photographer. Beyond that, he's extremely courageous, but also cognizant of his own fears and vulnerabilities, which is an unusual combination and adds to his photos. And most importantly, he has the ability to find stories beyond sensational news. His magical image, In Her Own World, was chosen as the winning photograph of the Uganda Press Photo Award in 2019. And his photo of a marabou stork standing atop a heap of refuse at the Kitizi landfill and waste disposal site in Kampala earned him another award in 2018. So um, that's quite impressive for a young. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, wow. Wow. If I could
Yeah.
go back and relive my life. Aside from what your bio says, tell us a little bit about yourself.
First of all, I'm shy. I'm an introvert, and I like food, and I like walking a lot than using a boda or taxi. So maybe sometimes on my bike. So that's how I spend most of my time moving around aimlessly, just random travels around my home, new districts, and anywhere I feel like I can afford.
And your
Yeah,
base is Kampala, of course.
yeah. I stay in Kampala mostly. My base is Kampala, but once in a while, if I have some savings on the side, I move around. I don't wait for like assignments to get chances to travel. So yeah, I move around whenever I have some few savings done.
So how did you get started in photography?
I started in 2015. As I joined, at first I wanted to do law, and I went to a university, and my auntie had given me a small pinhole camera as a gift for passing my senior six exams. So I went to pick when I applied for university. I went to one of the universities in Uganda, and I applied to do law, and I'd passed. So I'd gone to do like interviews, uh, and I went with my camera just out of the blue to document new life, try and have some pictures. So suddenly, when I reached campus, I was taking pictures and I got arrested. So like, why are you taking pictures? Who has given you permission? So I felt so bad being arrested, and this is the university I'm applying for. Like, so I didn't go back to that university. I went because I had applied to so many universities, and I was given at that university. I was given law, and that was my priority firsthand. So this other university, Makerere, I was given journalism and communication, and I I chose to go for that. I went to Makerere because the other side I wasn't treated well even on my first day at school at university. So I I gave up on that. So when I joined my career, I wasn't. We started, the writing was too much in the journalism class, and I wasn't this, good writer at all. So I was just trying to pass and make my parents happy. And I used to get like 50, 60. So when we reached that was in 2011, but in 2015, we were introduced to camera work, photojournalism as a course. So I realized, okay, me, I was staying at campus, but I realized many of these guys never wanted to do camera work. So, and they are so good at writing and stuff, and they never had time to go out and shoot. But me, I was staying at campus. So after class, I used to have all this free time on me. So one day I went to the library and I picked up a camera. So that's how I started documenting what's happening at campus, all this drama. Campus is like a world, like it's a world on its own. It's a
Yeah, it
community.
is.
So many, there is sports, there is drama, there is music, there is everything in one. There is different news. This one stole this one is fighting the other. There is politics, there is all things. So I joined a campus website which wanted so much like photos of whatever was happening at campus. So all the pictures I shoot on a day, or I would send them, and they are not paying, but I would just send them out of happy.
But it got you
I've taken.
experience, right? It got you that
Yeah,
first
yeah.
experience.
I got to know how stuff. Over time, I got to know how deadlines. We need this assignment, like serious stuff. So that's how I started. So over time, like, because I was staying at campus, that was a period when my career was into so many strikes, and these media houses, whenever they come at campus, there were maybe some reporters beaten or stoned or whatever. But me, being that I was a student, I would dress like the way students dress and strike. So with my camera, which wasn't big, it was easy to hide around and not get so observed. So I would take pictures, and for them they wouldn't get pictures, but at the end of the day they would want one or two pictures to publish for their papers, because there was a strike. So they would call me to ask if I have some pictures, and would send them, and over time they would maybe give me some assignments apart from strikes. And that's how I got to know how newsrooms work, and yeah,
So when
bit of that.
you kind of fell into that, it wasn't by it wasn't chasing it, but you fell into that line. Do you ever feel that you wanted to chase another genre of photography, or are you happiest doing the street photography?
Um, um, I think it's the right thing for me, because I'm so much alone, I can say, and I like observing more than talking, and I would like to talk, but I tend not to like to talk.
So
I want
you
to
let
talk,
your
but
pictures do the talking.
yeah, so I try so much, as I try every single day. I'm trying so much to learn how best to make my pictures speak for me, than me going out and telling people what I feel. So if I see a story that try to communicate what I feel, or a subject that's so much into, which I can relate so much, or the things I agree or disagree with. So those are most of the stories that I go for.
So that's I
In
guess
in
that
one
comes
way, I'm trying to communicate their story, and then I'm trying to express myself as well. It's two in one. Yeah,
of course, yeah, yeah, because you're the artist behind the image. There's a reason you
yeah,
took that image. It's not just for taking its
yeah.
sake. Yeah. Now, politics aside, because we can't get into that deeply,
mm,
but how does that affect your photography? How does that shape your photography, your stories? Because politics in Uganda, it's crazy, and
mm,
people are not respected for their thoughts. It's not democratic, um, such that we
mm,
live in North America. How does that
mm.
shape your story? Number one, and how does that affect you telling the stories you want to tell? Because it can be scary to tell those stories sometimes.
Yeah, so you have to, at the end of the day, it's life first and it's you alone. So sometimes you would want to tell a story that, can have an impact as you think, but the police won't allow you, or they won't give you access, or you are afraid of how it might come out and the repercussions that you might encounter after that. So sometimes you choose to leave the story, or sometimes you choose to use a slightly different angle to make sure that you tell the story. For example, if it's a riot as that, you can choose to use maybe a long zoom lens from somewhere. So it doesn't give you comfort while working on some of the stories, but you have to be, and then you have to be very mindful of who of how this might turn out, because at the end of the day, Uganda is not like most of these countries. They arrest you, and a few or none of the journalists will come after you to, given that me personally, I'm a freelance photojournalist. So I'm not like specifically attached to any media house. So I'm like a lone wolf out
Right.
there in the jungle trying to hunt. So if anything happens, I'm facing it alone with my family, perhaps. So I have to be. Sometimes I have to say maybe I won't go for this story unless if I don't go for it, maybe something bad might happen. But if I see some journalists who have like backup going for it, I might choose not to go for it, or choose for to go for a different angle. For like in the news, in journalism, as me what I've observed, like there are two things. You can either go for the event, or you can either choose the how can I term the effects or the topics within the event. Like if, for example, there was a strike over water, I can, not go for the strike and choose to document like the lack of water somewhere. So my contribution will come in from that angle, not directly from this angle where I'll be arrested. So that's how I try and do my way of work.
So let's talk a little bit about something else. So when you started, and you were
Mm.
getting published, what camera system did you first start with?
I started out with the Canon. I don't remember even the type, but later on, a friend of mine gave me a Nikon D7000 at a cheaper price, because he realized I was, shooting a lot and he liked my work, but as a way of not making it feel like not taking his camera for granted, like feel like, okay, he said you will pay some price for this camera, but a little price, not just for free. So he
Right.
gave it to me at a cheaper price, but as a giveaway. So he gave me a D7000. It's the one I've been using since like 2016 up to I guess last year, end of last year August. But I still have it though. But I'm trying now to adjust to learn this Canon I won last year, the Canon 5D Mark IV. So I'm trying to learn how to use it best. But the other one, I could even close my eyes and shoot every
It's what your
button out.
hands and everything you get used to. I'm a
Yeah,
Fuji shooter. I've done
yeah,
Nikon, I've done Canon, but it's what you prefer. The reason I'm asking is because it doesn't matter what the tool is, what camera you use. And some of the girls that I teach in Uganda, I give them a G series camera for their use.
nice,
But
nice.
it's something to start with, right? And it's not,
Yeah,
I keep telling them it's not the camera. It's a tool to tell your
yeah,
stories. And
yeah.
you
It's
start somewhere. So just like you did. You didn't start at the
mm,
top of the line, and you grew
mm.
up into that. Did you have a mentor in this business? And if so, who was that?
Mm, at first, I didn't have, but over time, when I went for some um, workshop, we are told like it's always nice to have a mentor or something. So I got one. There is a guy called Will Boss, and he became like he's the one who gave me the camera. He sold to me the camera at cheaper price, and he always like asked me to come through if I need advice. If I've done some project, I would tell him I'm working on this. What do you think? And okay, he would advise me on how to frame, how best this topic would, because there is a way you can be shooting. How can you make your work be seen? It's a local work, but it can be seen by someone from UK, and they can relate. Someone from
Yeah.
somewhere from Canada, and they can relate with your work from Uganda. So he always advise up to now. He advises me on how best to not how best, but how what he thinks could work.
And
So
it's
he
not
always
just
tells
about
me,
it's not just about taking the photos, it's about the marketing behind it as well. You have to look.
yeah, he tells me how to look at things, not at a local, as just taking pictures. How can you make, for example, a story out of this? How can you target, markets out there with this work? So which kind of works can work for different media houses or whatever. So I didn't know that, and I'm struggling to to adapt to how best can I tell the story and people can relate. So yeah, I have a mentor.
But you have been winning awards, so obviously your images are making an international impact.
Yeah, I have one, and I would advise everyone to have one. It's important.
I'm talking about more than mentorships, but your awards. So if he's teaching you how to market internationally with your images, your winning of awards helps in that regard as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm
Um,
not sure, but I guess it helps.
how do you market yourself to different media houses to get your images seen and bought?
So suddenly, you tag along some freelance writers. So sometimes when they get, when you see a story that might work out, you tell them like, hey, there is this story that I think might be good, because for them they know so many editors, and they know these media houses mostly. Some so many media houses they have been working for. So, and me, I said I know, but I don't know much like many like them. So I tag along. I tell them like there is this story, and I think it would be a good story. So they pitch. If they buy it, they pitch to their editors, and when they accept, we do the story. And the other way is through like recommendations. Some once in a, if you sometimes people keep sending you emails when you don't know them, but like maybe through friends, and and that's how they get to know your work. So, but mostly me, what I do is to tag along writers that I know. I always talk to them nicely, appreciate their work, and keep them in touch, and always talking to them and telling them what ideas we could work on. So once in a while we get the stories to work on like that.
So what are you working on right now? Can you tell us anything, any of the stories you're working on right now?
Right now I'm not I've not yet started, but the schools have opened, and I want to document like how schools are adapting to this coronavirus, like not a 1 day shoot or 2 day or 1 week. I want to document like how, like for a month or 2 or 3 months, up to when they break down. And that's the project I'm going to take on, and I'm still documenting my other trash like plastic,
Mm-hmm.
how people are adopting to new ways of alternatives to plastics, and how people are using plastics.
Like, is this project talking about how plastics affect the local communities, or is it how people are using plastic in
every
innovative ways?
Everything, how it affects us, how people are are coming up with alternative ways to using plastics, how people are earning from it. um
I have a
how
story for you. I have a story for you then. So, a friend of mine
so
who's Canadian who has NGO in Uganda, her
mm,
and her community in Bombo Town built a hut out of 8,000 plastic bottles they collected over, I think, 4 to 6 months. And
mm,
they use it to practice their music or for extra place
yeah,
to sleep.
yeah, I've been there, been that one.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, final question.
mm.
What advice would you give a young girl who wants to become a photojournalist or a photographer or even a street photographer? Either way, anything to do with photography. What steps should she take? Should she take?
First of all, and they should they should be be patient enough to know, like, this is not like a boom business where you're going to earn like today. You do your work and you earn there and then, but that doesn't mean that you won't get paid if you do nice work. People will always watch you, people will always recommend you, people will always give you assignments as long as you stick to doing nice work. Then they should try as much as possible to add, to learn how and adjust, like how technology now is changing, and oh, they should be in position to use new technology in their work. So if you are given, for example, an assignment, and you don't need to first go to your computer to edit or send pictures, you can shoot and send them maybe on your camera or your phone. So they should learn all these technologies to make their lives easy. Then the other thing is they should be passionate, and in passionate I mean they shouldn't look out for what other people have done or what they are weak at, or they should just go as long as they feel they are ready to to go on with this project. They have done enough research. They should just keep on going regardless of whatever happens. They should, because not every day will be a nice day for them. So they should just keep shooting. Then they should look out for mentors, for example, someone to ask, genuine persons to give them feedback, like these things of posting maybe on Facebook or Instagram are nice, but some of these are not genuine feedback. It's just these are our friends, so they, in a way of trying to encourage us, or they just like, some of them like our work or give a comment here and there, but look for a professional person, who is doing the same thing you're inspired to do, and ask them for the right guidance and the right feedback. They'll tell you this is shit, and you'll take it. This is bad. This is not cool. Maybe you need to go back. But this other person on Facebook or WhatsApp won't tell you that. They'll say yes, good work, and that. So yeah, I
So
think
find a
I think
mentor. Find a mentor who's going to help you to get to the next
yeah.
stage.
And if, for example, photojournalists, they should try and go for me. I said me, I don't like working for media houses in Uganda, but I still work for them
Right.
because because it's a way where you can meet different people. You never know how best they can help you, and you learn so much how the media works, how to look at angles of like a photojournalist, the stories like a photojournalist does, in a news way. You know, they will shape you well, and if you are lucky, they can employ you, and you can get good salaries. So yeah, you look out for media houses because there's plenty of space for people to work there. Yeah, and it always feels nice when you see your work published. And when someone wants to employ you, they'll ask you, where has your work been published? So if you have nowhere your work has been published, you look like someone who's not serious or something like that. So if your work gets published locally, slowly by slowly you'll get there. You'll get the international platform.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. And is there anything you want to leave our viewers with before we go?
No, maybe I should tell them Uganda is a beautiful country. They
Yes,
should
it
come
is.
and visit. They should come and visit Uganda. They should come and they should tag along with you and help support your projects. You're doing great, and we appreciate. And the girls I'm guessing girls are happy with your contribution and all your people that support your contribution. They shouldn't stop. They should continue supporting you, and they should come and explore more in Uganda. We have so many things untouched, and so many talents that are not exposed. So much is lacking. So if people like you are coming out to help these people because from here I was lucky. I went to campus and I learned. So some of these kids don't get such opportunities to go up to campus, but when they have these burning desires to become someone who, like a photojournalist or some other slot they wish for. So I'm thanking you for what you're doing, and keep doing, and all the people that support you, let them keep supporting you, and blessings just.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I look forward to meeting you when I can get back to Uganda. Maybe we'll go
Yeah,
on a
Morris.
street
Yeah,
shoot
I'm
together
playing
or
it.
something.
I'm playing it safe now that we are in campaigns. It's more safer.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you automatically find me here. I'm not about to die soon.
All right. You take care of
Okay.
yourself. Be safe.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.